is a very important video if you are Black, especially if you're a Black woman working in corporate America right now, in this moment in U.S. history. Too many of you are leaving jobs that you could be getting a check from. And too many of you are being quietly or loudly pushed out and not negotiating anything for yourselves. And that is happening even when you know you're being mistreated, even when you know the behavior feels targeted, even when you know something isn't right, even when you suspect that you're being discriminated against. I need you to be smarter than that. If a severance offer ever gets put in front of you, the number one thing you need to do is negotiate, not panic, not sign, and not assume you don't have options. If they are offering you money to go, it means they want something from you. And if they want something from you, you may have leverage. Hey, I'm Anne-Marie. I'm the founder and owner of the AntiHR, an HR consulting company that provides employee-focused consulting. I spent over 25 years managing and overseeing human resources, and I'm also a licensed attorney. While I don't provide legal advice, I share insights based on my deep understanding of how human resources really works. My niche is teaching employees not just how to recognize discrimination and other wrongdoing in their workplace, but how to leverage that recognition into negotiating a paid exit, a severance, without hiring an attorney or filing a legal claim. This is something that HR routinely does, but they will never tell you because HR is not your friend. Before we get into today's content, please like this video, subscribe, comment, but do so constructively, share it with a friend, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. And please do follow me across social media, and don't forget to subscribe to my website. So let's talk a little bit about what severance really is. Let's be clear. Severance is not a gift. It's a business transaction. They're paying you for three things: your silence, your cooperation, your release of legal claims. Once you understand that, you stop treating severance like a blessing and start treating it like what it actually is: a contract. A contract that you can negotiate. Now let's talk a little bit about what discrimination is and means in this context. So before we go further, I need to make something very clear because a lot of you are still confused about this. And that's reflected in the discovery call conversations I'm having on a regular basis. You can only negotiate meaningfully if you have leverage. And you only have leverage if the company has done something wrong. So if your employer hasn't done anything wrong, no, they don't have to pay you no severance, and they're probably not going to. If it's just a business decision, if there's no mistreatment, then no, this approach is not going to work for you. So let's talk about what, quote, wrong, unquote, actually means. Discrimination is not my boss doesn't like me. Discrimination is not I felt left out. Discrimination is not my manager has a tone of voice with me that I don't like. Discrimination is not I wasn't invited to my manager's party at her house. Here is how you want to define discrimination. It is when you are treated differently in the workplace or harmed in the workplace because of a legally protected characteristic, like your race, your sex, your gender, pregnancy, age, if you're 40 plus, disability, religion, national origin, or you get retaliated against for reporting wrongdoing, like FMLA or medical leave, or even witnessing discrimination in your workplace. Examples: your performance reviews suddenly change after you report a racist incident. You're excluded from meetings that you usually are part of after you return from FMLA. You're micromanaged or written up after disclosing a disability or asking for a reasonable accommodation. You're pushed out after complaining about harassment based on a protected characteristic. You're denied opportunities because you're a Black woman. If you can connect the mistreatment to a protected category, you may have leverage. Even if you haven't documented yet, doesn't mean that you don't have leverage. Even if you didn't know what to write down, doesn't mean you don't have leverage. Even if you're just now realizing what this is. If what you're experiencing fits what I just described, and you are presented with a separation agreement, this video is for you. So what should you do the second they come to you and hand you a severance packet? Well, you need to think through the things I just said, but before you even do that, here's one of the biggest tips that come from my latest blog post, which I highly recommend that you read after you watch this video. And this is crucial. If they hand you a severance agreement, do not sign anything in that meeting. Not let me think about it, not maybe, not thank you so much. Your response should be this and this only. Thank you for sharing this with me. I will take this home and review it carefully and then get back to you. That's it, and that's all. Because when you sign something in the room, you lose all your leverage. Here's another tip. Do not let them rush you. If they say we need this back in 48 hours, I'll need more time to review this thoroughly. I'll follow up with a date that works. And here's another key tip. If you are over the age of 40, they are required to give you a certain amount of time. So that goes double in your case to never agreeing to signing anything and being bullied into signing it right away. And here's another quick tip for you. If in fact you believe that you have experienced discrimination in your workplace, and if even better, you have documented said discrimination or other wrongdoing in your workplace, your documentation stays with you. You do not hand it over to your employer. Do not share your notes, your journal. You don't even have to tell them what kind of documentation you have. Your employer already has their own records. You don't need to give them yours. Be smart. These are the kinds of things that I break down step by step in the blog post on my website. It's my latest one. It's called How to Negotiate Your Severance Like a Pro, Even If You're Being Pushed Out. The link is in the description of this video and in my link tree if you're watching this on TikTok. So you might ask, what should you ask for when you negotiate? Well, let's talk a little bit about negotiation. If you have leverage, here are examples of things you can legitimately ask for. More weeks of pay, extension of your health insurance. These are not random requests. These are all connected to your documentation and your leverage. So what you're going to ask for and how much you're going to ask for is going to be very much tied to how much documentation you have and how strong it is. And I have a couple tools that I've put together to help you improve your odds if you choose to negotiate. If you need help getting organized and preparing, the AntiHR documentation journal and the roadmap to understanding your workplace rights are your very best friends. One is going to teach you how to document and what to document, and the other one is going to tell you about workplace rights you might not even know that you have. The separation agreement checklist is your big buddy in this business because it's going to tell you what a lot of the terms you're going to see mean so that you recognize them when you see them. And then my Mastercourse bundle teaches you how to ask for an exit and negotiate better severance terms in its totality. It tells you how to recognize discrimination, how to document it, how to raise it with HR, and then how to leverage everything you have to ask for a negotiated separation with severance. So if you are starting to feel that shift at work, the tone changes, the exclusion from meetings, the weird feedback, do not wait until you're in a crisis to start preparing a strategy. Book a discovery call with me. Let's talk about what's going on in your workplace, and I can try to assess it and give you some advice about what you should do next. You want to have a strategy before HR makes a move. If you are dealing with a discriminatory, hostile, toxic work environment, I highly recommend that you consider joining the AntiHR membership community. You do not have to go through this alone. Inside of the community, you get access to people who are experiencing the same thing. And most importantly, you get access to me in real time. We talk about how to document, how to negotiate, how to handle retaliation. I do live sessions with experts. We have a book club where we also have conversation and engagement. You get access to a lot of free resources that people who are not members are not going to get access to. For example, my Entrepreneurship 101 webinar series right now, all of my annual members are able to access this as a part of their benefit. So check that out as well. The link is in the description of this video and it's in my link tree. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this. Do not walk away from a job that has mistreated you without negotiating your exit. If you are being mistreated at work, you should be documenting it. Read the full blog post. The link is in the description and in my link tree. Grab the tools that you need to protect yourself from my website, because HR is not your friend. I am. Like, subscribe, comment constructively, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And don't forget to subscribe to my website. I'd really appreciate it if you did that. This is Anne Marie. This is the Anti-HR. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.